Hey, did you notice? When we passed each other earlier, you were staring this way, weren't you? Yeah, that's right. I went ahead and bought the latest gaming console. Today's the release day, so I doubt anyone else has it yet. But I went all the way to the neighboring town and got my hands on it.
Oh, how impressive. You've gone to great lengths. We only passed by each other, but somehow you've come up with a whole scenario.
That's because you were totally staring this way.
No, I think you were the one staring really hard first. And, you made sure to show off that gaming console in a big way.
You're just jealous, aren't you? I mean, your family is barely managing to pay rent, so poor.
No, we just don't play games in my house.
There's no way anyone doesn't play games. Even if you don't, you'd still want the latest console, wouldn't you? You could always resell it for a profit, you know?
Sure, if you say so. Anyway, it's good that you've managed to get one.
And another thing, you were totally staring at my outfit, too. I get it. Everything I'm wearing is high-end brand stuff. For someone like you who only wears cheap clothes, it must have been quite the sight. But come on, you were staring so hard it made me embarrassed.
How much do you need to talk to feel satisfied? I don't remember a single thing about the clothes you were wearing. Actually, were you even wearing clothes?
Of course I was wearing clothes. You're so good at acting tough. It's practically a skill of yours. Though, in every other aspect, you're not second-rate, but third-rate. Or worse, honestly.
Ugh, you're way too annoying.
Just because you moved into a tower apartment doesn't mean you're any better than the rest of us. You should really stop acting like you're so high and mighty.
I'm not acting high and mighty. What's wrong with living in a tower apartment?
Nothing at all. It's your freedom to live wherever you want. But let's be real, you moved into that place just to show off, right? And now you're barely scraping by to pay the rent. Honestly, it's pretty pitiful. I could never live like that.
Okay, sure, whatever you say.
I mean, if your life is so miserable now, wouldn't it have been better to just settle for a cheap apartment? But hey, to each their own, right?
Yeah, that's right. Everyone has their own way of thinking. Anyway, I've got places to be, so...
Just one more thing. Don't get too full of yourself just because you live in a tower apartment. Living in one does not automatically mean you're wealthy, okay? So make sure you don't get that part confused, all right?
I'm not confused about anything.
Oh, you totally are. You're always acting like you're better than everyone else. I can tell, you know? We've known each other long enough for that.
Right, got it. Thanks for the advice. See you around.
You've been trying to compete with me forever, haven't you? But at the end of the day, you can never win against me. It's time you accepted that, don't you think? Sure. Hey, guess what? We're neighbors now!
Wait, what are you talking about?
Starting today, I'm living in the same tower apartment as you. I moved to the 26th floor, one level above you. So, once again, I win! The view from up here is amazing!
The view can't be that different. Wait, are you seriously living on the 26th floor?
Of course! You seemed so smug and full of yourself, so I figured I'd show you what's really on top.
No way. You went through all that just to one-up me?
It's not about one-upping anyone. I just wanted to make it clear that I'm a cut above. You see, my family is wealthy. We have the financial freedom to move into a place like this without breaking a sweat.
Right. Well, good for you.
You're acting all nonchalant, but deep down, you're frustrated, aren't you? You've always had this weird competitive streak with me, ever since we were kids. But in the end, I always come out on top, don't I? Oh no, I'm starting to feel bad about this. I'm sorry, okay? For always winning.
I'm not trying to compete with you, so please go ahead and keep winning. Enjoy your tower apartment life.
Aw, look at you trying to act tough. Don't worry. Without your permission, I'll happily enjoy my life one floor above yours.
Ever since then, she's been constantly harassing me. She opens my packages without permission, checking the contents as if it's her right. And if that wasn't enough, she loiters near the building entrance, waiting for me to just throw some snide remarks my way.
Are you serious? Laura has been doing all that? That's insane. She hasn't changed at all since our school days. Actually, it sounds like she's gotten even worse.
Exactly. It's been an absolute nightmare.
What kind of nasty remarks has she been making?
Oh, stuff like, I work from home and have so much freedom, but you have to go to an office every day. That must be rough for you, haha. It's all just petty attempts to assert superiority. She thrives on it.
Oh no, that sounds awful. Having someone like that in your building must be the worst. Honestly, maybe you should call a spiritual medium or something. Maybe an exorcism would work?
An exorcism? Come on, Alora isn't some kind of evil spirit or ghost.
Well, true, but wait a second. Evil spirit, huh? You know what? I think I might have an idea. Mind if I put it into action?
Wait, an idea? What are you talking about? What kind of idea?
Just give me a second. I need to make a phone call. It's time to come up with a plan to shut Alora down for good. Let's reclaim your peace of mind.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like that, but...
All right, I'll call now. Let's have a strategy meeting after this. The view from the 26th floor really is amazing, isn't it? Just perfect. You could never enjoy this kind of view from your floor, could you?
Why are you bringing this up again? Seriously, it's just one floor higher. What could possibly be different? How many times are you going to repeat the same nonsense? Are you stupid or something?
There you go, being all jealous again. Can't you just stop? It's obvious you're envious because I live on the 26th floor.
Does living on the 26th floor make you that happy?
It's not just about being happy. It's about winning again. Once more, I've come out on top, haven't I? After all, you clearly wish you could live on the 26th floor, don't you?
Oh, please, nobody here in this entire building is thinking, wow, I wish I lived on the 26th floor.
Quit pretending. You're terrible at hiding your jealousy. The higher the floor in a high-rise, the more prestigious it is. I could have gone for the penthouse if I wanted to, but I thought, as an old friend, I'd stay closer to you. That's why I chose the 26th floor. You should be grateful, really.
You really don't know anything, do you? Do you even know what's happened on the 26th floor?
Huh? What do you mean? What happened on the 26th floor?
This building, well, it's infamous for one particularly gruesome incident. And the location of that incident? None other than the 26th floor.
What? Gruesome incident? What are you even talking about?
Maybe it's better if you don't know. Ignorance is bliss. When I first heard the details, I couldn't sleep for days. The horror of it gave me splitting headaches, palpitations, shortness of breath. Basically, I was a mess.
Sounds like aging to me.
Be serious for once. The 26th floor is rumored to be cursed because of that incident. That's why the rent there is the cheapest in the entire building. Cheaper than even the lower floors, actually.
That's ridiculous. The realtor never mentioned anything like that to me.
Probably because they aren't legally required to disclose it anymore. But just because they don't have to tell you doesn't mean the curse has vanished. Ever since that incident, several people who have lived on the 26th floor have faced, let's just say, unpleasant fates.
You've got to be kidding me. Do you really think you can scare me with some made-up ghost story? There's no way the rent on the 26th floor is cheaper than anywhere else, and I've never heard of this so-called gruesome incident.
Think whatever you want. But the kind of curse we're talking about here doesn't just disappear because you ignore it. One day, you'll have no choice but to face it. Until that day comes, I'd suggest trying to live a happy life while you still can.
Wait, hold on. You're serious? Is this real? What exactly happened? Tell me the details.
I can't. It's not something I should talk about. It's far too horrifying to put into words.
Oh, come on. You've been vague this whole time. Not one specific detail?
Because if I told you, you wouldn't be able to handle it. I'm doing this for your sake, as your old friend. I care about you. Just be careful in your daily life, okay?
What a joke. You're just making this up because you're jealous. Admit it.
Anyway, where are you right now?
Where? At home, obviously.
Is anyone else there with you? Your husband?
He's at work and my daughter's at kindergarten. It's just me here. Wait, what was that?
What happened? Was it the curse?
No, the doorbell rang. You scared me. It's just a delivery.
Oh, so you're about to go down to the lobby to the delivery box, huh? Be careful, you know what day it is, right? June 6th, 666, the Devil's Day.
Isn't that one digit short?
Just promise me you'll be careful, okay? All right?
Fine. I will. Hey, there was this woman dressed entirely in black on the elevator. I called the elevator from the 26th floor and she was already inside. When we got to the first floor, she didn't get off, and then I saw her again in the ascending elevator. Who is that woman? Does she have something to do with the curse?
So, she's finally appeared. That woman is the most wicked, the most accursed presence of all, truly the most malevolent and abominable existence.
The most malevolent and abominable existence? That's her name?
She doesn't need a name. All she cares about is dragging humans into the depths of despair. If she can achieve that, then a name is irrelevant to her.
Wait, what am I supposed to do? I don't want to be dragged into despair. I want to avoid this at all costs.
If things continue as they are, you will experience a living hell. Fear so overwhelming, so all-encompassing that no one in history has ever endured it. A terror no human could withstand.
Then tell me what to do, please. I absolutely don't want to go through something like that.
All right then, let us offer a prayer to this building. Go back down to the entrance and step outside.
Step outside? But if I use the elevator, that woman will show up again. I absolutely don't want to get on it.
So what, you're going to take the stairs? Climbing down from the 26th floor using the stairs is going to be exhausting.
I mean, I'd rather do that than be dragged into some kind of bottomless terror.
No, you absolutely must use the elevator. It's non-negotiable. That woman despises the stairs, especially people using them to go down. If she sees someone descending the stairs, she feels compelled to curse them immediately.
What is her deal? That's such a bizarre preference.
Calling her that thing is a bold choice. You've got guts, I'll give you that. You do realize, don't you, that she's watching this entire conversation? She's a transcendent presence after all. If you insult her any further...
Okay, I'll take the elevator. I'll go down and offer my prayers. Just tell her not to curse me, please.
Hurry up then.
She wasn't in the elevator. I made it outside. I'm standing in front of the entrance now. What do I do next?
All right, now dance as energetically as you can.
What? Dance?
Yes, dance. The most effective way to combat a wicked presence like hers is with pure happiness. And nothing symbolizes happiness better than dancing. Dancing holds the power to repel curses.
But this is kind of a public area. There are a lot of people around here. The other residents will see me.
Fine, don't dance then. Just accept the reality that from now on you'll live a life where dancing is no longer an option.
Wait, hold on. If dancing is the solution, why do I have to do it here? Why can't I just go back to my apartment and dance there?
That won't work. There's a very specific reason, but I don't have time to explain it now. You just need to dance here, right now.
Oh no, that woman is watching me from behind the pillar.
This is bad. The countdown has already started. If you don't act quickly, she'll drag you into the darkness.
Okay, I'll do it. I'll dance. But wait, she's holding a smartphone. Why does she have a phone?
Of course, she has a phone. She's a ghost of the modern era. Why wouldn't she have one? Enough questions. Hurry up and dance or it'll be too late.
All right. I'll do it. Hey, is it finally over? I mean, that woman seems to have disappeared now.
Yeah, looks like she's finally at peace.
At peace? More like she just walked off like it was no big deal. I saw her striding away like nothing happened. Are we even sure she was an evil spirit?
Of course she was. What else could she have been? Let me tell you something. You did an amazing job out there. You managed to banish an evil spirit. That's not something just anyone can do, you know. It was truly impressive.
But did you see how many people were watching? I mean, even the other residents here were giving me strange looks. They probably think I've completely lost my mind.
Oh, don't worry about that. Guess what? I captured the whole thing on video. It's a masterpiece. I'll upload it in a bit. Don't worry, you'll love it.
Wait, hold on. What do you mean you recorded my dance?
Oh, come on, don't get mad. I did it as a keepsake. It's not every day you get to see something like that. I thought it'd be a nice memento, you know?
Wait a minute. This angle. This looks like it was filmed from where that woman was standing earlier. Don't tell me. You and that woman were in on this together, weren't you?
Whoops, I guess there's no hiding it now. Well, since the cat's out of the bag, I suppose it's time to have a little grown-up conversation.
What are you talking about? You set me up like this, made a complete fool out of me, and now you want to talk about being grown-ups? You seriously think I'm going to let you off the hook?
Hey, calm down. I get it, you're upset, and that's fair. But before you get too worked up, let me remind you of one little detail. I've got a video of you flailing around like a maniac. You wouldn't want me to share it, would you?
Are you threatening me right now?
Oh, don't be so dramatic. You should actually be thankful none of the passers-by or other residents even thought to take their phones out. This is a pretty upscale neighborhood after all. Most of the people around here are older, more dignified types. So in conclusion, the only copy of your performance is the one I'm holding right now.
And you're saying that if I don't go along with whatever you want, you're going to spread it around?
That's the idea. Knowing you, I'd bet your pride wouldn't be able to handle it if this video went public. Am I right?
So what are you after? Money? Is this your big plan to squeeze some cash out of me? Fine. Name your price, you cheapskate.
Oh, please, money. Don't flatter yourself. I don't need a single penny from you. I want something entirely different.
What are you even talking about?
It's simple. I want you to stop acting like you're better than everyone else.
What? That's ridiculous.
Oh, come on. You know exactly what I mean. You're always looking down on people, treating them like they're beneath you. It's not just me. You do it to everyone. So here's the deal. If you can promise to knock it off, this video will stay private.
That's it? That's your big demand? You don't want anything material?
Nope, I couldn't care less about your money or anything else. All I want is for you to stop constantly putting yourself above others. Can you do that?
I don't think I'm doing that at all. I don't look down on anyone.
Oh, please, even you can't believe that.
No, really, I don't think I've never acted that way.
All right, fine. If that's how you feel, I guess I'll just go ahead and...
Wait, hold on a second.
Oh, so you're admitting it now, huh?
Well, I mean, maybe sometimes I get a little carried away. It's not like I mean anything bad by it or anything.
Excuses won't help you here. The fact of the matter is, if you keep acting like this, people are going to hate you for it. And what about Beth? She doesn't deserve to have a mom who's despised by everyone, does she?
Wait a minute. Are you seriously telling me that everyone thinks of me that way?
Yep, when people think of you, they think, oh, there goes the woman who always acts like she's better than everyone else. And let's be real, you wouldn't like it if that's what people thought of you, would you?
No. I don't want everyone to hate me. I guess, thanks for telling me.
Great, so we're agreed then. Fantastic. Oh, by the way, since we're being so honest with each other, I thought I'd share a fun little fact with you. Did you know that only the 25th floor of this building has a view of the ocean?
Huh?
Yep, you can't see it from any of the other floors because of the angles and the surrounding buildings. But if you stand in just the right spot on the 25th floor, you can see a tiny sliver of blue through the gap between two skyscrapers.
And what's your point?
It means I win.
What are you even talking about?
Exactly what I said. Even after all this, I still come out on top. Sorry, neighbor. Better luck next time.
It's true, I can see it. But can you really call this seeing the ocean? I mean, if you squint and someone tells you, you might barely notice it.
Hey, as long as you can actually see it, that's all that matters, right?
Wait a second. Is it really true that only this floor can see it? I guess the angle makes it seem like one floor higher wouldn't have a view, but still...
Oh, I think they can see it too. In fact, I bet the penthouse has a panoramic ocean view.
What? So the whole only the 25th floor can see the ocean thing was a lie? You are telling me Alora still believes that nonsense?
She probably does. But hey, it seems like she's genuinely reflecting on things now, so maybe it's not such a big deal. And by the way, thanks for your help. Playing the part of the mysterious black-clad woman must have been exhausting, huh?
Not at all, lol. I just had to stand there and zone out, so it was pretty easy. In fact, I got so bored halfway through that I started messing around on my phone. But hey, this was my idea to begin with, so I had fun, lol.
Glad to hear it. Thanks to you, the issue has been resolved.
Still, I never thought I'd see the day when Alora would actually reflect on her actions. She always looked down on you so much.
Maybe hearing the whole 25th floor ocean view thing made her realize that even seemingly insignificant things can have their merits. Who knows?
I guess that makes sense. Maybe it's all about perspective, huh? Sometimes you can get so caught up in your own little world that you forget to appreciate the small things.
right? It's like she thought everything had to be perfect, but sometimes even a tiny sliver of something good can change how you see everything.
Exactly. I think this whole thing showed her that even the things we take for granted can be special to someone else. Like, for her, that small bit of ocean view might have meant more than she thought.
It's funny how something so small can make such a big difference, huh? Maybe that's why she finally stopped being so stuck up.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, she used to act like she had it all figured out, right? But now she's starting to realize that no one's perfect and that everyone has their own battles.
True, I think seeing the ocean, even just a little bit, gave her a moment to pause. It's like she finally realized there's more to life than just showing off how much you have or how much you can do.
Maybe she needed to see the world from a different angle, literally.
Right? The whole ocean view from the 25th floor thing was such a perfect metaphor for her. She needed to stop looking down on everyone and realize that a small piece of something beautiful can make a huge impact, even if it's not the whole picture.
Yeah, it's like she had to let go of the idea that she was above everyone else. That whole "I'm better than you" attitude was probably just her way of covering up her own insecurities.
For sure, but I'm glad she's realizing it. People don't change overnight, but small steps like this matter. It shows she's capable of learning.
Definitely. I think she'll start treating others with more respect from now on. If she can learn to appreciate the little things, she might even start to see people in a different light.
I hope so. This might actually be the start of a new chapter for her. One where she doesn't feel the need to put others down just to make herself feel better.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Anyway, thanks again for helping with all of this. I know it wasn't easy, but you really made a difference.
No problem at all. It's good to see things finally working out. Alora, after reflecting on the situation, no longer tries to take the high ground over me or other moms. At first, she used to behave like that, attempting to assert superiority in any way possible. But it seems that after some introspection, she realized that such behavior wasn't going to get her anywhere. Her attitude has clearly softened, but that doesn't mean her fundamental character flaws have magically disappeared. Unfortunately, she still seems to be disliked by the other moms, and that hasn't changed. Despite her apparent efforts to make amends, the damage to her reputation seems to have been done. And it's clear that she hasn't quite managed to repair the relationships that matter to her. In fact, whenever I pass her by in the Tower apartment complex, there's this palpable sense of tension between us. It's almost as if she's afraid of me. When our paths cross, she either quickly averts her eyes or makes a visible effort to distance herself. I think it's pretty obvious that the last thing she wants is for that video to circulate any further, and I cannot blame her for that. If I were in her shoes, I would probably feel the same way. There's a certain level of pride and a sense of control that comes from avoiding humiliation, and she seems to be doing everything in her power to prevent that video from spreading to more people. Honestly, I can understand her discomfort, though. I'm still amused by her exaggerated reactions. Now, let me make it clear that I have absolutely no intention of sharing or spreading that video. Despite how much it might entertain me to watch Alora squirm, I don't want to be the person responsible for her future distress. The video served its purpose in the moment, but I'm not interested in escalating things. On the other hand, the fact that Alora knows the video could resurface and that it's in my hands does have its benefits. It's almost like an unspoken deterrent that keeps the peace between us, and I can't deny that I enjoy the calm it brings. Thanks to that unspoken understanding, I've been able to maintain a relatively peaceful and stress-free daily life. It's almost comical when I think about it, how a small piece of recorded footage has this strange power to maintain order. But life isn't always about keeping quiet and avoiding conflict. While I have no intention of taking any further action regarding the video, I do have my limits. Elora's behavior, despite her apparent attempts to be better, still hasn't completely won over the other moms. They see through her facade, and it's clear that she hasn't fully reconciled with the people around her. The fact that she has to resort to avoiding eye contact and creating this atmosphere of fear when she sees me speaks volumes about the level of anxiety she's living with. I suppose there's nothing quite like living with the fear of being exposed. In her case, I imagine it's more than just the video itself. It's the possibility of her true nature being revealed to everyone around her that's causing the most distress. As for me, I've been living my life as usual. I've been going about my day-to-day routine without much change, and while Ellora's situation is still on my mind from time to time, I try not to let it consume me. After all, I've got other things to focus on, and I've learned to keep my distance from unnecessary drama. Life can be stressful enough without adding more complications. I do have occasional visits from Andrea, who still comes over to hang out. It's always nice to catch up with her. And whenever she visits, we often spend time chatting, sharing stories, and catching up on each other's lives. Sometimes, while we're having our conversations, I find myself looking out the window and I catch a glimpse of the sea. The way the sunlight dances on the water always makes me feel at ease, like I can take a deep breath and relax for a moment. It's one of those simple pleasures that reminds me to slow down and appreciate the little things in life. There's something undeniably calming about the ocean. It has this magnetic pull that seems to draw people in, regardless of where they come from. Humans are inherently drawn to nature, to vast expanses like the sea, whether it's the sound of the waves crashing against the shore or the sight of the horizon stretching endlessly before you. There's something about the ocean that reminds you of the bigger picture. It's easy to forget your troubles when you stand before such an immense and timeless force of nature. No matter what's happening in your life, the ocean remains unchanged, constant in its rhythm, and that sense of stability is something I can always rely on. It's as though it gives me the reassurance that everything will be okay in the end. Andrea always jokes about how much I love to stare at the sea whenever she comes over, and honestly, I don't think I can help it. There's something soothing about it. We talk about all sorts of things, from mundane, everyday matters to more personal topics. It's no matter how deep the conversation goes, I always find myself stealing glances at the view of the ocean. It's like a natural instinct, something ingrained in me. I suppose I'm not the only one who feels this way. There are probably many people out there who feel a similar pull when they see the sea. It's as if we're all drawn to it, connected by this shared desire to gaze upon something that seems so far away, so infinite. As for Elora, I'm not sure what the future holds for her. I do hope that she can find a way to truly change, but I'm not holding my breath. People often say that old habits die hard, and it seems like in her case that saying rings true. Her attempts to regain some level of normalcy in her relationships are commendable, but whether or not she'll be able to fully rebuild her image and repair the damage she's done is still up in the air. For now, it seems like she's stuck in this awkward space where she's neither fully accepted nor fully rejected. I can't help but feel a little bit of sympathy for her, but at the same time, I'm not about to forget what she's done. My thoughts occasionally wander back to the video and the power it holds. It's strange how something so small can carry so much weight. The video has become a symbol of sorts, representing the power dynamics between Elora and me. It's strange to think that something so simple can have such an impact. Yet it does, and for now, I'll keep it to myself. Not because I want to continue tormenting her, but because there's something satisfying about having the upper hand without needing to wield it. I suppose that's the real reason here. Sometimes the best way to deal with people is to let them make their own mistakes while you quietly maintain your peace. As I think about it, I'm content with the way things are. Life is far from perfect, but it's good enough. The ocean is still out there, always present, a reminder that there are some things in life that remain unchanged, no matter what happens. I feel a sense of comfort in the idea that some things, like the sea, like the routines of my daily life, are reliable, constant, and untouched by the fleeting drama that surrounds us. It makes me think that maybe it's okay to just let things be. The world doesn't need to be constantly stirred up for it to be meaningful. There's value in peace, in quiet reflection, and in letting things unfold without interference. What I've learned, especially over the past few months, is that sometimes maintaining a sense of peace doesn't really require grand gestures or elaborate schemes. It simply requires stepping back and letting the natural order take its course. Elora, for all her flaws, will find her way in her own time. She may never completely reconcile with all the people around her, but that's something only she can address. Meanwhile, I can continue living my life surrounded by the things I love and the people who matter most to me. The small things, like the occasional visit from Andrea or the serene view of the ocean, remind me that no matter how complicated life gets, there's always a place to find peace. The other day, Andrea mentioned something interesting while we were talking about Elora. She said, I think she's just scared of losing everything she has, even if it means staying miserable with the people around her. At first, I didn't know how to respond. It's not often that Andrea gets so philosophical about other people's lives, but after thinking about it, I realized she might be right. Alora's always been about appearances, about showing everyone that she's got it all together. Maybe deep down, she's terrified of falling apart. It's a shame, really, but I suppose she has to figure it out on her own.